VA doctors warned Trump's cuts threaten veterans' health care. You don't say. Trump administration continues to screw over veterans. This time, VA doctors are speaking out through a letter begging for help, literally begging. Nearly 100 doctors who practice at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, the VA, issued a mass letter on Wednesday raising urgent concerns about Trump administration policies that they said will negatively affect the lives of all veterans. The letter was sent to congressional leaders, Doug Collins, the VA secretary, the agency's inspector general. First time, VA physicians have spoken collectively about staffing cuts and aggressive privatization moves. You see, they had to, if they were going to speak at all, they had to come together and say, we got to stick together. They're still going to get it, though, my prediction. Here's what the letter states. We are those healthcare workers, active and retired VA clinicians writing on personal time without use of government resources. Faculty at VA-affiliated medical schools, care providers across the nation who trained at VA and remain committed to its mission. We've offered our veterans life-saving therapies, groundbreaking research, removed their cancers, and repaired their hearts, seen them through crises, comforted them as they lay dying. We write to raise urgent concerns about proposed policies, which, in addition to ones already enacted, will undermine VA's healthcare system, overwhelm VA's budget, negatively affect the lives of all veterans. We have witnessed these ongoing harms and can provide evidence and testimony of their impacts. We dedicate this letter to those veterans whose services we honor with our own, and to our future patients, the active duty troops risking their lives and health to protect our nation and its Constitution. 69 active VA physicians signed the letter. Organizers said they were joined by about 100 others, including former VA physicians, as well as current former VA researchers, psychologists, physical, occupational therapists. Many chose to sign anonymously out of fear of retaliation. Wow. So the letter doesn't mention Trump by name, but it mentions changes that have occurred at the VA during his second term because they don't really care about you. EPA workers attempted the same thing earlier this month. They did. Tom Devine, legal director of the Government Accountability Project, which has represented thousands of whistleblowers over 5 decades, says the doctor's missive is part of an unprecedented wave of formal complaints by hundreds of federal employees under Donald Trump, including workers at the EPA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, and National Institutes of Health. Trump didn't like it. Administration responded by immediately suspending more than 100 workers who signed the EPA letter. I told you they were going to be in trouble for that. Dozens of FEMA employees were also put on leave. You are not allowed to speak up. You're not allowed to question. You're not allowed to offer. You're not allowed to tell the truth. You're not allowed to tell the truth. VA doctors said that is a risk they're willing to take. Lose it all to speak some truth gently. Even they even mentioned Trump by name, Senator. Some said, I'll sign it, but anonymously, and they still got the hammer. This is America.
Yeah, really thanks to the VA personnel who did have the courage
Agreed.
in this of the revenge tour that is happening by this administration for speaking up and standing up for veterans. Again, I want to offer the president another opportunity to do right by the people, which is veterans. They talk about, the flag and being proud of veterans. And meanwhile, you let veterans not receive the health care that they deserve, that they need and they deserve. And then also on the homelessness front, Sharon, veterans are disproportionately represented in the homeless population compared to their numbers in the population. So you create a whole war department. You rename the Department of Defense the Department of War. But yet the very warriors that you brag about all the time, who stand in the ready on behalf of this country at all times, generations past, current generations, and future, you won't even set up an environment where they can be taken care of. Now, if that ain't rich, and I'm being
He said he cleaned up the unhoused problem in DC. I still want, where are they? Can we get a wellness check? He
Right.
said he cleaned them up, the president did. Clean them up. You could be a hero and get rich off of the presidency. I actually believe that. There's enough grift to go around. You could solve that. Think about how people your legacy would be cemented. They would love you forever, Senator.
Ever. If he wanted, because he already say he's the greatest and everything he does has never been ever been done before. I want this president to do some stuff that I can stand up and say he did that.
Yeah. Then
Man,
maybe he'd get that Nobel Peace Prize that he's still sore about because Obama got it.
yeah, it's ridiculous. He has the chutzpah. I wish he would direct it to really change the material conditions, and especially I'm putting veterans in but since the warrior, him and his Secretary of Defense is all about the warriors. Then damn it, take care of the warriors. Then take care of them. This
Do
is
that. We don't
wow.
care how many sit-ups you're doing. Somebody actually asked Pete Hegseth that in a congressional hearing to see if
Who
they were going for the vote.
cares?